Gosh, your boy Mega back with another video, and today I'm finna be reacting to the best artist to fall off. This video is by the one and only D Generosity. I'm assuming in this video he finna be going over artists that were on, had hit after hit after hit, and then he just disappeared. I think the most famous case is Fetty Wap. This man ran 2015. If you were to tell me that in 5 years he would have fallen off, well, I could have believed in you. In 5 years, he could have fallen off, but that's besides the point. Before I get into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to react to next in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Longevity, a long duration of individual life. Some are long-lived, while others are cut short. Not only can this be applied to living, but also in all art and entertainment. Like, will this piece of work stand the test of time to be
That's where you put a baby
or will it be
in front of
put
that?
in a
That's
modern
crazy.
art museum? Only time can tell. And many music artists throughout all the years had faded away alongside time. It's crazy to think about, because some of these artists, or at least their songs, were all over the radio and playlists and
Like
constantly being replayed. But by next year, nobody's even having a thought about their music, let alone the
After
artists.
next
Their
year,
relevance was like
you
receiving
fall
a
off
happy
real
ending from
bad.
a lady boy in Thailand. It lasts a good minute, but it finishes pretty quick. Don't judge my hobbies. Some get the stinky end of this deal by having short bursts of fame, then run straight into irrelevance for the rest of their, well, lives. And the rest are lucky enough to be one-hit wonders, with their hits being so timeless that we never forget them. Like, who can forget 1,000 Miles by what's her name? I swear, every time that
Shoot,
song
she could
comes
have had
on
another
in
hit. I
private
wouldn't
place,
know.
every bad thing that's going on
I wouldn't have
in the
not
world
known
at that
because
moment
she
comes
don't
to
make
a
my
halt,
genre. But
and all of us
that's the type of
sing
song
along
where you just can't escape. And I need you. You couldn't escape that shit. You knew that song. Even hood niggas know that shit. That's a hood classic.
perfect sync. This song legit
There's no way she's
brings
gonna top
world
that.
peace. She doesn't need another hit. And Silent Hill with Watch Me Win, Watch Me Nay Nay. I mean,
We all
no
knew
one's
that
playing
man was gonna be a
song
one-hit
nowadays,
wonder.
But when it was out, it was big. Like, all the kids were dancing that song, playing it everywhere. You couldn't escape it. And to show how much of a phenomenon this song was, it was playing
We all
at
knew
the
that shit
biggest
was gonna.
award show in the
That shit was
world.
gonna die out. That shit was
The
gonna die
Kids'
out
Choice
eventually.
Award. You can't get bigger than that. That's a career peak for anybody. The impact of that song was insane. So you know the fall gotta be equal to that. Cause after the song wasn't hot no more, the man fell off so hard, he murdered his cousin. That's tough. There was Young Ma with Ooh. This song will forever be a hit. Shame she didn't have another. But at least some party or club.
That's crazy. She really had that one song.
Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed in clubs, so. Estelle's American Boy, it hurts saying she's a one-hit wonder, but the song is amazing. Also with a goated verse from the GOAT. The song is genuinely perfect. Well, she ain't really a one-hit wonder. If
Yeah, she got that. I was about to say she got that one in Steven Universe. She did that thing.
Steven Universe. But forget everything I just said. When we think about the best artists to fall off, we think of the ones that had a big breakout song, an album that made people think this person will be here for the long run. They will become a household name, only for them to be in love and hip hop a few years later.
Damn.
I'm sadly talking about Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap, artist that comes from Jersey, represent, and probably the most popular rapper to come from here. Like, I was searching New Jersey.
Oh, he from Jersey.
And the second result is Fatboy SSE. So we're kind of lacking. Fetty Wap.
What, Lauryn Hill was right below the
literally
nigga. What the
blew up
fuck? You
entire
tripping?
hip-hop industry
Lauryn Hill
with
from
his
New
sleeper
Jersey?
hit at the time,
I ain't know that.
Trap Queen, which came out a year prior before it even reached the Billboard charts. And when I tell you everybody was singing this song, and it was playing on every radio station, you couldn't escape it. In a good way.
She my
can't tell
trap
me
queen.
Everyone and their doctors didn't know the opening 6 words of the refrain of the song. I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? And on
Seen your
April
pretty
4th,
eyes when as you
2015,
came in
the
the
song
door.
went number 1
I'm just
on
trying.
the
Let me
Billboard beating Pitbull's song. Now, when you beat Mr. Worldwide in the charts, you're destined for greatness. And number 1 on Billboard is a crazy feat. Don't
Number
get me
1,
wrong,
bro.
But this dude
Number
still
1.
been a one-hit
A
wonder.
rap song
Come on,
going
how
number 1
many
in the
other people
country.
went number 1 only to be never heard of again? Like, who the hell is the baby? Who? But bro proved everyone wrong, cause 1 month after Trap Queen went number 1, he released 679.
I'm like, yeah,
Now,
she's
I have
fine.
my
Wonder
qualms
when.
with Drake,
Man,
but
let me
I
stop.
like the
Let me
song.
stop.
I like the song. Proving he ain't no one-hit wonder, but at least 2. But soon after that, he released his self-titled studio album. Bro did not waste time. He saw the spotlight was on him, and he took his opportunity in the best way possible. Again, My Way,
I want you to
Island.
be mine
this album
again.
was filled with hit
Man, stop
songs,
playing.
or at least songs that would be played all over social media. Like Fetty Wap was basically the go-to
Baby, won't you
artist
come
to
my
use in your
way?
prime back then. And this
Let me
dude's
stop,
music
let me
was being
stop.
played all the time on repeat. He was
I'm just
also
trying to let y'all know that Fetty Wap really, I spit real. Fetty Wap really ran this whole, man. He really ran this whole. 2015. I'm sorry. Some of y'all kids gonna be watching this. Y'all gonna be like who the fuck was Fetty Wap? Y'all was probably like 4th grade back in 2015. Y'all did not understand. Y'all was mere children. Y'all did not understand how big this nigga was. Man, this nigga put out hit after hit after hit. It wasn't that the hood, everyone knew this bit. It was on the Billboard top 50 in the country. Hit after hit after hit after Trap Queen. And then after 2015, he just kind of
making the songs he was featured in hits. Like nobody listened to Save That Money for Little Dicky, let's be honest. We're all listening for that hook. It seemed like this guy was unstoppable, and you could tell he felt that way too. Cause 1 month after he released his studio album, he released another album. The consistency is crazy. And to top it all off, it was a collab album with none other than French Montana. If you don't know who French Montana is
this
that
nigga
that
is so
Diddy
ass.
cropped
With
out
all
in
due
that
respect,
one
that nigga
photo,
is so
and for
ass.
good reason. This man is not a good rapper. Never in your life have you been in a car.
He be
or a
making money though.
function
You seen on Instagram or something? He be making money. Shit, you asked me name 5 French Montana songs. 5 French Montana songs. Or you shoot me. I'm sorry, I'm dead. I can only name that one. The one was Sway Lee. And I don't remember fucking French Montana's verse at all. That's all asses. I'm sorry. I think it's all we all know that the nigga's ass. Respectfully. Like I fuck with what he do. He getting money. But I don't think there's any nigga I know, any nigga that you know that actually listens to French Montana and is like, yo, like think about it. You're not gonna hear no one talk about hey, put some French Montana on. They all gonna look at you crazy. That's how you know the nigga ass. I'm sorry.
Someone says,
respectfully,
hey,
of
put
course.
on that new French Montana. You never heard that. And if you have, you need to find new friends. These are the people that are bad influences that your mom and dad were talking about. Go hang out with murderers and drug dealers instead. At least those guys will have a more positive impact on you than a nigga that willingly listens to French Montana.
God, who is listening to French
Montana?
Montana?
This beautiful life you have, and you spend it on that, you can't trust them. Anyways, their album was called Coke Zoo, and it's 13 songs, and it's a toucan of ass. Now, Fetty did have a better performance than French on here, obviously, but French had way more songs and verses than him, and overall, the album is just very bland. No song sticks or stands out. It's just a nothing burger, bro. It has no replay value whatsoever.
I mean,
and
that's what French Montana gonna do.
His music slowed down on coming out, which is fine. He don't have to be like Youngboy releasing an album every 3 days.
Youngboy, he
in
drop a song every
2016,
goddamn
the next
week.
year, he had a good few charting songs he was featured in, and also his own single "Wake Up," peaking at 50.
When you wake up in the morning,
100. And during this
hey,
period of
why
time,
you
it
in
felt
your
like the calm
room?
before the storm.
Hey, let me
Freddie
get
was
5
still
more minutes. I ain't tripping those. Let me stop. I need chill.
people's mouths. He was still performing sold out shows and still charting. He was still very much popular. But after 2016, he kind of faded away.
I'ma stop stopping the video.
More and more. He has released projects since then, but none of them created any buzz because overall, all of them were pretty meh. But also, there were no hits. See, Fetty Wap was very much a hit rapper, which is not a bad thing. It's just a bad thing when you want a fan base that would actually stay. And since he wasn't making any more hits, more people stopped talking about him. Plus, his new music sounds identical to the rest of his other music. I mean, you can say the same thing for other artists too, but Fetty's music also sounds dated. Like he was a product of his time and didn't try any new sounds or styles with his music to catch up to his own contemporaries. Other than that 2018 6ix9ine song Kiki,
oh yeah, he ran that hoe. Nah, I only listened to Kiki because of Fetty Wap and a Boogie.
Guilty in drug charges, and he's looking at 5 to 40 years in prison. That's tough.
He's bad,
but also
real bad.
during his fall off, Trap Queen is diamond. 10 million units sold. So at least he will also have a legacy to look back on in hip-hop history. Fetty Wap may have been a victim of falling down the stairs with a mediocre at best discography to look back on. There's another artist that I believe fell off, but on top. Goat-Ye. Goat-Ye was a solo artist from Australia who started his pro music career in 2001 when he released his self-titled EP. And during these years, he sent his EPs to radio stations, building a name for himself up to the release of his debut album, Like Drawing Blood, in 2006. And this album is actually pretty good. The songs have a unique flow and groove to them, and I'm terrible at describing music I like. The music sounds good to my ears. And apparently others thought the same, because this album was pretty successful in the indie space. It was critically acclaimed. It was voted best album of 2006 in a listener poll by Triple J, a popular Australian radio station. The track Heart's a Mess was ranked number 8 on the station's Hot 100 of 2006. It also went platinum in Australia. Like, bro wasn't a nobody
this man did his
before
research.
His real big hit happened, or at least not a nobody in Aussie land. It even won iTunes Album of the Year in the UK in 2008. Bro was kind of a big deal, and he would become an even bigger one once he released his second solo album in 2011, Making Mirrors, where one of his lead singles, Somebody That I Used to Know.
Oh, that's that nigga. Somebody that I used to know. Somebody did it at the time. I'm sorry. I said I was gonna stop the video. I'm gonna stop.
Blew the fuck up. I
was gonna stop stopping the video.
Now, I wish I could pick a different song as my favorite, since I've listened to all of his solo music and also to seem more cultured, I guess. But this is my favorite song from him. No matter how many times I listen to it, even after 10 years later, it doesn't get old. And the whole sound of the song is unique too. Early 2010s pop radio songs were sounding more like electronic EDM dance music, sounding like a YouTube gaming channel intro. You know, a lot of them sound dated too, but not this song. Never this song. And the song did get his flowers, a lot of them too. And after his world tour, all eyes are still on him, especially since he just won the Record of the Year at the Grammy Awards. The people were waiting for more music from him. Except that ain't happened. Bro went radio silent, and not in a people.
I mean, he didn't technically fall off because he was never on.
No, bro disappeared from everywhere. Social media even started rumors saying he was dead, where he went out of hibernation just to tweet, "Nah, I'm alive." Then not long after the tweet, he posted a blog post saying he no longer will be releasing solo music and Goat-Ye will be no more. Huh?
He was never on though. He never fell off because he was never on. He had one song.
Why? That's like shooting yourself in the foot. What the heck? Well, one, in the post, he said he wanted to only focus working on music with his band, The Basics. By the way, he's in a band. I didn't mention that. And in interviews, he talks as if he doesn't really want the insane fame in the first place, which is fine, I guess, if that's what he wanted. Plus, I bet he can have a steady living for the rest of his life on that one song alone. It's just missed potential. Because Goat-Ye was genuinely a great artist who could have stayed for the long run, instead of that one song being mostly his remembered legacy. Like, Bronte is a great song and has a greater music video. More people should see this. He still releases music with his band The Basics, but I haven't listened to them yet. Plus, I've heard he's mainly the drummer. But Goat-Ye is
so this nigga not even the lead.
So I wouldn't be surprised if I do like his band too. And maybe, hopefully, he could release more solo music in the future. Alright, I'm gonna stop glazing this dude and move on to the next man. Or baby. Da Baby.
Da Baby.
Rapper.
He making a comeback low key with don't know how to dance with Glee, get it when we put our hands on it. He low key making a comeback with that.
Car. He's mad popular. Also, some of y'all might be thinking, I thought this was the best artist to fall off. Why he here? And yeah, he might not be nowhere near the best in anything, but I like Kirk and Baby on Baby. You know, I think he has a better discography than Fetty Wap. So now, although this guy's fall from grace is kind of recent, it's very evident that this man is 100% not the big star he used to be. Bro in 2019 and 2020 was on top.
Yeah, he
released 3 albums that made it to the top of the charts. Had hit after hit. Bro's song Rockstar with Roddy Ricch was #1 for 7 straight weeks. He was nominated for 6 Grammys, endorsement after endorsement, TV performance after performance, getting away with murder at a Walmart. It seemed like nobody could stop this dude. But then this guy decided to be in a bunch of controversies. Assaulting airport kiosk workers. Slapping a female fan for trying to take a picture of him. Beefing with JoJo Siwa just cause she's taller than him. Bro was just constantly getting in trouble. And the final straw was that 2021 Rolling Loud set where he just started saying the dumbest shit. Ladies, if you like to shove bowling balls and pineapples up your pussy, put your cell phone flashlights in the air right now. And fellas, if you like sucking on balls, leave. Oh man, I ain't with that gay stuff, man. Leave, man. I ain't no Frank Ocean. Leave that stuff at home. Yeah, dude said
Frank
some
Ocean
homophobic stuff, and basically
I mean, you know he
the
gay,
whole
but like,
industry
damn.
turned on him. He lost a majority of his
Plenty other
endorsements.
gay niggas
Bro
you
was
called
pulled
out.
off
Who
of
the fuck,
concert
you know?
lineups, and overall, the public wasn't really messing with him no more. He even one time had to cancel his New Orleans show because it only sold 500 tickets in a venue that's supposed to seat 14,000. If that doesn't indicate a fall off, then I don't know what does. His recent album, Baby on Baby 2, only sold 17K first week versus his 2019-2020 albums that would sell 150K, getting #1 on the Billboard charts. It just seems like bro really messed his own career up for nothing. And some people still might say he hasn't fallen off. Look at his Spotify monthly listeners. Bro still pulling big numbers. Okay, remove the Dua Lipa song and that cuts off at least half of these listeners off, minimum. Then remove Rockstar and that's probably minus 5 million right there. Most of this dude's listeners are only listening to his hits that most of the time he's only featured in. It ain't that hard to pinpoint this info.
You saw Shake Some. Y'all saw Shake Some?
No! Bro did this entirely himself. Even on his new album, Baby on Baby 2, on his song Socks, he says, "Lost 20 million for keeping it real, bitch. I don't give a fuck about no money." Bro isn't even sorry. He basically said all the apologies he said in the past don't mean nothing. But who knows? Maybe he will make a comeback. He has a new song that debuted at number 92 on the Billboard Hot 100. Although the Repo Reaper on TikTok is the only reason his song is getting any streams. That tells you where his career is at right now. Alright, I gotta move on from this dude and talk about a person that genuinely hurts my soul that I had to say this. Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper started his career
this man's
with
fall
his
from grace
breakout
is crazy.
mixtape 10 Day, which was okay. But then the year after, Acid Rap came out and it was amazing. In my opinion, it's up there with hip hop's best all-time mixtapes. Bro brought a unique sound to hip hop with the fun, bouncy, and sometimes melodic tracks here. The whole mixtape brings a supreme vibe to it that a lot of other projects don't bring. Also, his ad-libs going every track, breathtaking, revolutionary. Acid Rap is just a great project that introduced his talents to a much wider audience. Bro was destined to be big, especially upon the release of his album mixtape, The Coloring Book. In middle school, I adored this album. It was constantly in my rotation, and personally, I loved it more than Acid Rap. I had every song on here on repeat, and my favorite song on the album would change like every week. My favorite is All We Got. No, it's Angels. No, it's No Problems. No, it's Juke Jam. This album is like perfect. I mean, I don't think it's top tier hip hop music or anything, but I have zero complaints about the album other than the mixing and All Night, but I can forgive it. This album is great. I love this album so much. He deserved all the praise and awards he got from it. This album was a big part of my middle school days, and Chance was definitely one of my favorite rappers.
How old is D-Generosity? You talking about middle school?
I was deeply anticipating more Chance music in the future. I mean, he met Kanye West. He was never going to fail, right? So his next project was bound to succeed. And then it happened. 3 years after The Coloring Book, he announced his debut album, The Big Day. Holy guacamole. This was a big day for me. I couldn't wait. I was ready. And on Friday morning, 12 a.m. on release, I put on my headphones. I could feel the sweat going down my gluteus maximus. I am so happy. Then I pressed play. And as I was listening to the music, the songs felt a little off. A bit different from his previous music. It was perhaps a little more experimental.
I'm sorry, this is
something.
This shitting noise is just
Wait. Dog, what the fuck am I listening to? It was garbage. Dreadful. And not in like a French Montana Fetty Wap Coke Zoo nothing burger kind of way, because if it was, it would actually be better, because with a nothing burger you just get no nutrition or enjoyment out of it. The Big Day is like receiving a lobotomy. Like, first, this album had like 8 writers and 8 producers for each song. 2, the lyrics are just look at this. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly with a peanut butter jelly, it'll break your back.
Nah, that shit is ass.
By the way, almost all the lyrics on this album are this corny and this trash. And when he's not talking about peanut butter jelly or God, he's talking about loving his wife. Now, I understand you love your wife, dude. I love your wife too. But if you're not gonna talk about your love for her in any kind of interesting way, or do it in any other creative way other than just say, I love her and she's beautiful, she's my queen. Bro, can you talk about something else? Can you talk about doing drugs again, please? Every song has the same rhythm, tone, feel. It doesn't change or do anything interesting, which is even worse since this album is almost an hour and 20 minutes long. Honestly, this is probably the most disappointing album from an artist I loved I've ever listened to. Cause even with the albums I don't like from artists that I love, there's usually a good few tracks I would come back to.
It was,
you know,
no songs on that,
but not this one. Not a single one of
every one of them
replay value.
Trash.
And when I say these things, I don't mean for anybody to shit on Chance, because I still think overall he's a great artist. It's just this project upsets me so much because this has been basically his last album for the past almost 4 years. And the album sucks. The man has released very little music since this album.
I mean, it was trash. Maybe he heard the receptions like, damn, I don't know if I can do this.
Omarion or whoever, I don't care. I'm not listening to that. That's not a real project. And I feel like this dude knows the bad reception his album gets. That's why he's been wearing his #3 hat promoting Coloring Book for the past 7 years. I swear this hat is surgically attached to this man. Take that shit off already. Damn! Maybe I'm looking at Chance's last projects through rose-tinted glasses, because I listened to those albums as I was a kid. And even though The Big Day is a terrible album, I am so happy for the current success of Chance in his career. I love seeing him being part of modern media despite not releasing any music in a number of years. I am so happy for him. He might have fallen off quality-wise, but I only want future uphill success for him, no matter if he releases any more music or not. And if he does release more music, hopefully this album was just a hiccup and he starts burping again. And yeah, I feel like I've discussed enough in this video, although I definitely could make a part 2 to this. There's a few others off the top of my head that I could list, like Coldplay and Maroon 5. Like, how you go from this to this? Like, seriously. Also, there's one more that fell off quality-wise that I can rant about for days on end. But that's for another day. I feel like I've said my piece. And in conclusion, I kind of like Hot Shower.
Pineapple Pizza not that bad.
I'm sorry. It's kind of grown on me. I'm sorry.
That was a very funny video. Also very interesting. D Generosity, yeah, he stepped up his game. He did his research really well put together. Now, Fetty Wap, I really want to root for Fetty Wap. I think that his recent music isn't even that bad. It's just no one listening to it. I'm gonna try to give it a listen. It's just, man, 2015 was just, that was his year. And I was actually watching a podcast where he was in it. He just made dumb decisions. You know, he made dumb decisions. He probably could have still been relevant to this day had he made smarter decisions. The Baby, you know, he doing this thing with Shake Son. But yeah, the Repo Reaper, he's definitely the main reason why that song is doing good. But hey, that song lit though. Silento, he didn't really fall off. He was never on. He had that one song, kind of like I Heart Memphis. Hit the Quan, he had that one song. You know, he had that one song. Gautier, that nigga had that one song. Who else? Who else is the niggas I'm thinking of who fell off? I'm about to say Gunna. I mean, ever since the nigga came back from jail, he hasn't put out no music. You know, maybe he's working on it, you know? Maybe he's working on it. I'm gonna listen to it. I don't give a fucking nigga snitch. Shit. But let me know what you guys thought about the video. Let me know what you want me to react to next in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to see y'all the next one. Alright, peace.